The All Saints neighborhood is defined by our historic homes, our mature trees, our well-kept yards and gardens. In this neighborhood, it's so easy to walk places and to be outside. There are things to do.
This neighborhood appeals to me for the historic nature of the architect of the houses around here, a heavily treed area, nice quiet streets, family friendly.
One of the unique characteristics of All Saints is that we're so close to the downtown area. People want to live close to a place where they can go out to eat and have some fun, go out for the evening, but then maybe also have their office downtown or work downtown as well. And that's something that you can do when you live here. It's perfect.
Well, the All Saints neighborhood has been a historic district here in Sioux Falls since 1984, but it didn't start as a historic district. It started as a neighborhood for families and many of the middle class workers and people of Sioux Falls. It really got its start for two main reasons. Number one, in 1878, train service arrived here in Sioux Falls, which really increased the population of the city. By 1880, there's a little over 2,000 people that are living here in Sioux Falls. By 1890, there's over 10,000 people living here in the city. So if you can imagine, there was a little bit of a housing crunch here in the community, and the city needed to expand. It needed to spread its wings a bit, and the All Saints neighborhood really became that neighborhood where many people could get land, build a home, and raise a family here. The second real big indication that this was going to be a new area for the community was when Bishop William Hobart Hare asked Sioux Falls to support the building of All Saints School. It was to be an all-girls school for Episcopal missionaries' daughters to prepare them to go out in life, and the city really got behind this development. And by 1884, construction is started and All Saints becomes the focal point to the neighborhood that now bears its name. This land was prairie, and you have to think about Sioux Falls. When we look around our neighborhoods today, we see beautiful homes and mature trees and landscaped parks, but this was carving a community out of the prairie. And a lot of work went into creating a neighborhood in the city. Like all neighborhoods, and especially historic neighborhoods in our community, they've gone through ebbs and flows and periods of great beauty and some episodes of decline as well. I think for the All Saints neighborhood, that's true. It's just to the south of downtown, and as downtown began to decline in the 1960s and the 70s and early 80s, I think many of the neighborhoods that surrounded downtown also felt that a bit. Like any city, families grow and they move away, and these homes in many cases are large and difficult to take care of. Like any of these large homes, many were divided into apartment units and such. And so, All Saints was in need of people who had some vision, who wanted some character to their home, to bring their families back and make this a new family neighborhood. And the association that has now come together for the All Saints neighborhood is doing wonderful work to bring this back to a very beautiful, thriving, and family-oriented neighborhood here for our city.
The All Saints, like many neighborhoods adjacent to the downtown, are certainly undergoing a renaissance. We're seeing a lot more reinvestment within the All Saints neighborhood. We're seeing a lot of young families, young professionals moving into the neighborhood. They like the mature trees, the walkability, the beautiful historic homes that you certainly cannot replicate on the outskirts of town.
We started in 2006 with our first investment of 2 pieces of property on 17th and Dakota. These had the potential to be very nice pieces of property, so we started with that investment, and we have worked our way around the corner and continue to purchase property that has been run down and distressed, and we have brought back the glory of that particular property. There goes that South Dakota wind, always blowing. All right, so now we are ready to put on a flag. The neighborhood has taken a lot of pride in marketing itself and being family friendly with our neighborhood association and everything. And we just want to have a chance for the city to take a look at one of the central core neighborhoods as a real viable place for young families to want to live and raise their children. Here we go.
I'm Katrina Lair McKinney, and I live in All Saints neighborhood. And the reason that I live here is that my husband and I were fortunate enough to find a house that was close to downtown, that was historic in character and has a great aesthetic. We enjoy our neighbors and the old trees and living close to the downtown area. The one thing about the neighborhood I feel is that it's very down to earth. We have everyone from kids that are just getting their first apartment to families that live in apartments to houses that are probably worth in upwards of $300,000 plus. So it really does run the gamut as far as socioeconomics are concerned, and even just what makes a family in our neighborhood. It could be a single person, it could be a couple, it could be a gay couple, it could be a couple with lots of kids, and it could be older folks that are living at All Saints and they're in that retirement facility. So it does run all over the place.
There you go.
In our view, when neighbors know each other, the community is safer, the community is stronger, and that's very important to us here in the All Saints neighborhood. I moved here in August 2013. We moved here because of its proximity to downtown, but what we found is a really wonderful community. We love the historic homes, we love the mature trees, we love that we now walk almost everywhere. I am married and have 2 children, and I would say most of our life happens between McKinnon Park and Falls Park. And we love living in the All Saints neighborhood because it allows us to be a part of a community that's very strong and also in a neighborhood that's very walkable. We often stop here on our way to go downtown. We spend a lot of time at the downtown businesses, and this is a good place for Benjamin to blow off some steam.
Lyon Park is certainly a jewel for the neighborhood. The neighbors use it as a gathering space when they have neighborhood functions such as pie and ice cream socials. The Park and Rec Department have several activities here throughout the year for the kids. With the recent renovation, it's really just become an absolute jewel. It's adjacent to downtown, so you get downtown folks who will come here and have their lunch, and it's a great community asset for this neighborhood.
We love it even more than we loved it before now, with the added plantings and just the aesthetic of the upgrades of the sidewalks and the lighting and things that the Parks Department did for us there.
One of the things we love about living in this neighborhood is its diversity. We came from a diverse neighborhood in Minneapolis, and we were pleasantly surprised by the different types of people who live in our neighborhood. We view having a diverse neighborhood as a strength because the more voices, the more involvement, the different types of perspectives that we can bring together as a community only make us stronger.
My name's Steve Butterfield. I was born in Topeka, Kansas, but I grew up in Sioux Falls from 1961 on. I've been tattooing, it'll be 35 years. The shop's name is Lyon Company, Tattooing and Piercing. We're basically known all over the world. Lyon was one of those things where, you get into the tattoo world, there's a lot of docks and a lot of snakes and a lot of sailors, and but there's only one alien, and he's right here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've been back in the All Saints neighborhood since March of 2005, and have found it to be a nice, quiet place to do business. Everybody's like, well, you're not on the main drag. Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm in this building, is because we're not on the main drag. You know, you don't need to be on the main drag to have good business and have good clients and everything. This guy, he's not on the main drag most of the time anyway. Kind of fun to keep him here. But we, you know, it's just a good neighborhood for us. It's quiet. We get the variation once in a while of the train going by, which is kind of nice sometimes. but all in all, it's a good, clean neighborhood. It's a safe neighborhood, and a lot of people are doing a lot of things to fix the neighborhood up.
Some of the treasures that we have here in the neighborhood, first of all, our namesake, which is the Touchmark at All Saints property, which used to be All Saints School. It's over 100 years old in its history. It's now a retirement facility. It's really well maintained. We love having the older generation that's definitely part of this neighborhood. That campus is a really special place for us.
Another neighborhood asset is the Longfellow Elementary School. It is currently no longer operational as a school, but the Dakota Abilities Group have taken over that, and it will be a campus for the services that they provide to our community. A great thing about them taking over the Longfellow School is the preservation of that historic structure. We don't have many designs of that nature left in Sioux Falls, and so it's very important to preserve that, not only for the neighborhood, but for the community as a whole. It's an important cultural piece. Since the All Saints Neighborhood Associations was established in 2012, they've undertaken quite a few projects within the neighborhood here. One of those being an alleyway lighting project. There were some current concerns of some dark alleys, and folks really wanted some enhancements there. So through the neighborhood grant program, the association applied for funding to light up that alley and hopefully deter a criminal element and also make it safer for the residents.
I think one of the great things about the All Saints neighborhood is it's an affordable neighborhood. It's a place where families of many means can come and they can be close to downtown. All Saints is a gateway into downtown. Phillips Avenue, our main street through downtown Sioux Falls, runs through the heart of the All Saints district. And so this is a place for people who want to be mobile, to be able to walk in and enjoy what's going on in our downtown area. And today it's just a great place to raise a family no matter who you are.
We look forward to seeing you in the neighborhood.